Hello, all you drama enthusiasts. Welcome to the meeting. This is Angie's Drama Room, and I am your meeting host, Angie, where we discuss all things drama. And today is a recap on When the Phone Rings. So I did a midweek roundup, letting you guys know that I am currently watching this series, and so right now, as we speak, we are on episode 6, I believe, going into episode 7 and 8 this following week. They had to do preempting of this series last weekend because of what was going on, the controversial political uprising that was going on in South Korea. So now we were able to now get into the episode 5 and 6. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and jump in right now and see, go ahead and give my recap on it. So, what is the story about? It's a contractual marriage between our male lead, Peck, and our female lead, Hee-Joo. And the interesting thing about it was that if you good look, guys, you can get spoilers. Just gonna let you know right now, there's going to be spoilers on this show. The thing is, though, our male lead, Peck, he initially does like the female lead, Hee-Joo, since they were little kids. And he thought he was doing her a favor or doing her a better opt to get into a contractual marriage with her than having her to be married to some random guy that her mother was throwing at her. And so technically, he was supposed to have married Hee-Joo's stepsister, but she wanted out of it, and he's like, "Hey, I got a better deal." So this is how the contractual marriage started. And it's interesting because they're stating this show is like a mystery romance. And at this point, I don't think anybody really cares who done it. Everybody is focusing on the romance between Paik and Hee-Joo, and so am I. I really enjoy this vibe, the chemistry. I mean, they are really smoking hot right now when it comes to the love affair between the two. So if you don't know right now, Hee Jun was kidnapped. In the first episode, she was kidnapped. And Peck basically stated, I don't care. Call me when we have a corpse. But because of his job and negotiating, he pretty much was testing him. And I know it was a big test, but however, he was calling his bluff. And Hee thought it was real. And so she was able to escape her kidnapper. And the way they were communicating with was a burner phone that only had his number in it. As I was saying, is most of the time people are really watching it based on the romance, not necessarily on the whodunit on this particular point, because now they're going more into the romance between the two. And with this K drama, it's lighthearted. Now it's not like the melodrama, The Trunk. I started trying to start watching that one. Oh my god! But anyway, it's not like that. It's a lighthearted mystery, who done it romance. And with this, the kidnappers are still around doing different things here and there to plug in the whole kidnapping thing and the whole mystery part thing. I kind of still wanted to know the who done it to outside the whole romance thing. So this is going to be kind of some little bit of Easter eggs here. So what did you think? Who do you think it is? This is my conspiracy. This is a little bit of Easter eggs. We know that there was an accident between Hee-Joo and her stepsister and stepbrother. Okay, so we know there was an accident. Hee-Joo's stepsister lost her hearing, and the stepbrother died in this accident. Okay, so we know that's what happened, and it started there. Her mutism, because she was mute. Okay, so if you didn't know that, of course she's mute. Her mutism came because her mother, who told her because of what was happening with her now husband's children, biological children, that and she came unscathed, that she needs to start by pretending she can't talk. and her mutism began. So she wasn't selective mutism. She was actually trained to be mute because of this whole thing her mother put her through. Actually, at this point, I think it's psychological if she stops talking, period, now because she's used to not talking. So then that's kind of how it started. And as I was saying, it was really lighthearted because a lot of scenes kind of didn't make sense, but that's K drama for you. All we got to do is sit back and enjoy the ride when it comes to these to our two leads here. But my thing is, my concept is, I think it has something to do with a brother. And it's always it happens something in an orphanage where four um, children disappeared one by one. Four children disappeared, and then we have our supporting lead guy comes in who was part of that orphan, who was an orphan himself, who was at this orphanage. He comes back wanting answers about what happened to these missing children. And so it kind of gives you a little bit more concept of what's going on in this orphanage, and it's possible that all this happening is because of what's going on in this orphanage. That's the reason why I say it may have something to do with Peck's family. And they're yet to say if Peck was adopted. It has yet to be disclosed. It has yet to be said. Uh, and it kind of was leaning towards that, but at this point, we're not quite sure. Now the mother is in grief, so it's possible that it may not be her son that's doing all this, but we know that her son may have had some type of uh, psychological psychopath. He may have been a psychopath because whoever was in this mansion or this place next to this orphanage was uh, decapitating or demolishing animals. Okay, sometimes it starts there and moves your way to other areas when you're talking about doing stuff like that. The mother was in grief because it was the anniversary of the death, and the father was like, don't play that you think that this was all because of that it's not your fault. Why are you doing this? Because we know how our son was. So we kind of thinking, okay, maybe the missing children had something to do with that. Would the kidnapper really go after Peck? Why go after Peck? Okay, so that's kind of why it's interesting. Why are they targeting Peck, or are they targeting Hee-Joo? Peck already came to the determination where it wasn't his father, who was doing this. So now we also know that the stepsister came back, and the stepsister was supposed to be deaf. Now we still don't know if she's still deaf or not, but the stepsister is deaf, but she never learned sign language. The stepsister was using Hee-Joo as her voice. If you're there for the mystery, the whodunit, and the romance, I think a lot of people again was more into the romance than the mystery part. It's actually a very good series. I get it. Some people are like, it's improbable, like the explosion, and then it's improbable. A lot of things were just like, okay, really. But again, that's K drama for you. I mean, come on, they gave us a woman turning into a dog. Tell me what you think about this show. What are your Easter eggs? What did you find out? Who do you think it is? Leave a comment. Also, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I appreciate all the subscriptions I was getting. Hit that like button for the algorithm, and I really thank you for all this. Um, that's my recap. See you in the end for when the phone rings. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.